Welcome to Bassmaster Radio, presented by Phoenix Boats, the show for fishermen by fishermen. Today's show is brought to you by Enigma Fishing. Cast, catch, repeat. Visit Anderson, South Carolina, home of beautiful Lake Hartwell. Phoenix Boats, experience the difference. And by the Bass Anglers Sportsman Society. Now, here's lifetime BASS member, Thom Abraham.
And welcome back, Phoenix Boats Bassmaster Radio. And you know what? Let's call this one the Rapala Winner's Circle segment, because we have got the AOY. Not the AOY from the Elites. We did that a couple of weeks ago. But we have got the AOY from the Opens, which is every bit of it is impressive. I got to be honest with you. 8 Open tournaments. This was his first year fishing the Opens. We had him on all the way back in January when he won right out of the chute in his very first Open tournament. He is, of course, Bryan New. Bryan, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. How are you?
I am doing good, man. Things are great. Things are going groovy, but great.
You know, it's not like you're the new guy, no pun intended, but yeah, it's not like you didn't win $400,000 over on FLW. So you've been around the horn a little bit. I mean, it's not like you're some kid that just came straight out of college and did this, but it's still extremely impressive. I mean, I remember back talking to you when you won that first tournament, the Kissimmee tournament, and it was like you had it was your first Open ever, and you won the thing, you know? And now that it's been 9 or 10 months since that happened, and now that you're the AOI, do you ever get a chance to just sit back and think, my God, I won my first Open against over 200 guys?
Well, yeah, so, you know, going into that tournament, the first day I was in, I don't know, the top 10, maybe the top 5. So, hey, you know, we're going to have a good start to the season. Mm-hmm. And then wound up winning the dang thing. And, well, actually back up, make the top 12. I was like, man, this is a great way to start the year.
Yeah.
And then we go ahead and we win it. And that was pretty impressive. Had a really long break. I don't really remember how long, but had a long break after that event before we had another tournament.
Yeah.
So it was, you know, kind of like back to work, you know, not fishing very much. And then we come back, and we did pretty good all year. Had a few bad tournaments, but had some really good ones as well. And what do you know, we win the Angler of the Year. Only by a point, but hey,
1 point.
It was a point.
One huge point you win it by. Now, look, you made $52,000 in that first tournament, so you had a little buffer. I mean, you didn't have to go right back to the mine. I mean, you must have had a little bit. I mean, it was the biggest Open paycheck of the year, and so you know, so that didn't suck.
No, it definitely did not suck. Nothing sucked about the year except for about 3 tournaments of just not getting a check and things like that. And really, you know, only one of those was really a complete suck fest. I finished the 100th at Neely Henry, and that was a suck show for me.
Well, and it's still, I mean, it's only 10 pounds, and yeah, I get that. That tournament was an absolute grind, though, that Neely Henry tournament. And, you know, to think that with 10 pounds you could finish 100, you finished right in the middle of the field. So it wasn't like there weren't a lot of guys still chasing you. Didn't help you for points, but still, I mean, that was the low water mark. I mean, you turn around, you come back from that, Cherokee Lake 53, and then the 4th at Louisville, which puts you in great shape going into Lay Lake. You know, but still, I mean, you had a good tournament at Lay Lake. I mean, 22nd, you make a nice check there, but you had to have that, you know, kind of that pressure on you knowing you were that close to the Angler of the Year championship.
Well, you know, the ultimate goal at the first goal of the year at the beginning of the year. Actually, last year whenever I signed up for just the Eastern Opens. Yeah. Originally, I only signed up for the Easterns. Was to qualify for the Elites, and then I win the tournament, and I decided, hey, let's fish both divisions, and hey, it turned out to be a great decision, but heck, I got off track. Where was I going?
Yeah, you were 25th. You go right to 25th at the Central Open at the Arkansas River, and now the other part of that is that you win that first tournament. And it's fully 14 months before the 2021 Classic, but you know that you're in that Classic. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was a special deal in itself. I mean, For so many reasons. I mean, yeah, there's some guys that qualify for the Classic every year, but in the real world, there's really only so many guys that have ever done it and that ever will do it. So that was special just, there. I mean, it's a childhood dream. It's the Super Bowl of bass fishing, and it always has been and it always will be. And, at least one time in my life, I'm going to be a part of that. I hope to be a lot more than once, but I know 100% fact I will be a part of that at least one time in my life. So that's a huge accomplishment there. Guaranteed 10 grand. I mean, how many tournaments in the world are like that?
Right.
No entry fee. And it's the Bassmaster Classic. Huge deal there. But just an awesome year, really awesome year.
Bryan knew with us, the Opens AOY. He's qualified for the Elites. He is, of course, going to be fishing the Bassmaster Classic based on his win to get the season started back at Kissimmee. Louisville Lake was your next best finish when you finished fourth there. You had to drive over that bridge or Ray Roberts or something at that point, right? I mean, did you run over there and kind of take a look around Ray Roberts, knowing that that's where you were going to be fishing the Classic at?
Oh yeah, so Sunday morning, the next morning after Louisville was finished, I went over there and I looked around for 3 days and looked at every inch of the lake, and I'm excited. It's going to be a little bit different type of fishery than I'm used to, and a lot of guys are used to. But, man, I'm excited. It wouldn't matter if it was in the Atlantic Ocean. It's the Bassmaster Classic. I'd be excited no matter where it was.
Yeah.
And, yeah, man, I mean, it's the Classic. That's all there is,
Well, it would be tough to get like a shallow water flipping bite going in the Atlantic Ocean. That's the only thing I would worry about that. But I'm not sure. Bryan new with us here talking about winning the AOI in the Opens. Before you get there, 2 Elite Series events, February 11th through the 14th. It sounds like a long time from now, February 11th. But really, only 2 months from now, you got to get the boat rigged and ready to go, sponsorship stuff, all of that, and then right from there up the Tennessee River and Knoxville, and then to the Classic. So, I mean, there's a lot to do in this off season for you to get ready for this first year on the Elites.
Oh, there really is. But a Thursday night tournament at the house, I work just as hard and get just excited about that as I do fishing the Classic. I know that sounds crazy because kind of almost sounds like it goes against what I just said. It's the Classic. It's the Mecca. It's the biggest of the biggest. But, at the end of the day, it's just a fishing tournament. And, just do your work, go work hard, and, see where it ends up. But, yeah, so not really worried about the Classic yet. We've got, right now the only focus is getting ready for the year, preparing for the year. And then, once I get prepared, the only focus is St. John's. Get through St. John's, then we'll worry about the next one.
Yeah.
Get through there, then we'll worry about the big boy, the Classic, the big bad dude.
Yeah. Do you like the way this schedule sets up, the Elite schedule sets up, the fact that it's going to be lock and load, truncated, all 9-10 events with the Classic in the bag by mid-July when you finish up at the St. Lawrence River, assuming there are no postponements or cancellations. Do you like that? Do you like fishing? Once you start fishing, you like fishing every couple of weeks?
I do, and then again, I don't. I am very, very particular about everything from my boat, my equipment, my tackle. Everything has to be 100% perfect. And I'm never, other than, having 6 tournaments back to back the last 6 weeks, I've never been on a stretch like that where I had zero time to make sure everything was right. I had to take a few days off of practice just to get everything perfect. So in that aspect, that kind of is aggravating, but you know what? It don't matter. I'm not crazy about the schedule. But that don't matter. It's still a bass tournament. We're still going to the lake, and there's going to be 100 guys competing for $100,000, and a lot of money, of money on the line. And all you got to do at the end of the day is catch some greenfish and some brown ones from time to time, and that's really as simple as it is. I mean, yeah, it's really not simple, but try not to overthink things and just go to work.
What is your technique when it comes to breaking down new water? I mean, some of these are big bodies of water. How do you eliminate water ahead of time just to make sure that you're not overwhelmed when you hit it because you only have a little bit of practice?
It just really depends on the type of fishery, but typically, I mean, there's been enough tournaments all over it, pretty much everywhere we're going to go, that everybody kind of has somewhat of an idea. I mean, you have a lot of stuff that you can go ahead and eliminate as soon as you hear where the lake's going to, or where the tournament is, or the time of the year. So, you kind of already have an idea of, 10 different things that could be going on, and 99% of the time, one of those things is typically what wins the event, at least a bunch of, top 10s, top 12s. Well, and then as far as once I get there, I kind of just go with the flow. I normally like to look at least the majority of the lake and get an idea of what's going on, and I just fish free. Like, I just fish. The last few years have been really good. I've done well in the past, but the last few years have been extremely good, and I just fish free. Whatever feels right at the moment, I just go do it, and that kind of the way that I break down a lake.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to attack it, that's for sure. Well, congratulations on winning the AOY, and we're looking forward to big things out of you this season on the Elite, and we'll see you out there somewhere in the water.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a big year. I'm excited, and hopefully we can go catch us some bass and make us some money.
All right, Bryan New has been our guest. Bryan, we appreciate you so much, man.